You may have noticed by now that good music has been a running theme in these videos. Spoiler alert, I wouldn't expect that to change anytime soon. The subject of my favorite video game soundtrack is a whole nother can of worms that would require way more research than I can possibly commit to with daily uploads, but as of now, I can tell you that Chrono Cross is definitely a top contender in the category. I don't think there's a single bad song in this entire game. I don't even think there's an average one. It starts at great and just goes up from there. This shouldn't surprise anybody. I'm a musicophile, a melomaniac, and what you're seeing on screen is very likely one of the major reasons why. I watched this game's opening at an age where I was ready to be impressed by something, and holy wow did it deliver. The guitar, the flute, the drums, the violin. Oh my god, the violin. When I listened to the track known as Time's Scar for the first time, I knew I was in for something special. So if you haven't already, do yourself a favor and please listen to this soundtrack. Set aside some time, dim the room, light a few candles, and get ready for 3.5 hours of catchy melodies, sinfully sweet strings, and a trip to every single peak in the emotional spectrum. Oh, and the game is pretty good too. Turn-based RPGs are one of my favorite genres, especially when they're done right. And they got this game oh so right. When you want to attack an enemy, you don't just attack, you start a combo. You can chain together a string of light, medium, and heavy blows, all with a certain chance to hit. Weaker attacks are safer, but landing them first will increase the accuracy of all your other moves. But stronger attacks are way stronger than ones that are not. So if you just play it safe and do a full chain of light hits, you'll be missing out on a lot of potential damage. That's because you only have so much stamina to use on attacks, so winding up first means you can't do as much damage, but missing even one swing really hurts, especially if it was heavy and cost you 3 of your 7 bars to work with. Plus, landing any attack charges up your ability to cast magic spells, which are incredibly powerful and game-changing and can shift the tide of the entire fight, but also cost 7 stamina by themselves, meaning you can actually go into the negatives and have far less stamina to work with the next time your turn rolls around. It makes every single battle interesting because you're so invested in every single move. It's a system that makes natural drama unfold as the battle progresses, with all the highs and lows associated with pushing your luck in a tight spot, and the wistful dreams of those who played it safe. My absolute favorite aspect of Chrono Cross, though, is the playable characters. Pochol, Pierre, Raz, the ever-lovable kid, and so many more. There's a cast of over 40 people that could end up under your command, some of which are hidden behind their own little side quests and stories, and all of which feel like real people in this world. They have their own dreams, goals, motivations, special abilities, and unique quirk that they bring to the team dynamic. And get this, it's very likely you won't recruit them all. This is why I rag on other games in the genre so hard for having hollow dialogue trees. The choices you make in this game not only affect the progression of the story, but have drastic impacts on how your teammates perceive you. You could lose party members based on your decisions, not because they die or anything, but because they get fed up with you and just leave. And that's all inside a greater story about parallel worlds, ancient treasure, dragons, fairies, and political intrigue. And that twist, that freaking twist in the middle of the game that completely flips everything on its head. Criminidly. Well done, Squaresoft. GG. You know what the crazy part about all this adoration is? I've never beaten this game. I've never seen the end of its prequel either. But it doesn't matter. I am so lost in this world, so in love with what I've already experienced that I don't even need to see all of it to count it in my personal favorites. Not to say I don't ever want to experience it all, in fact we'll be playing through it on the Twitch channel in 2018. But what I've seen so far leads me to believe that the last thing the second half of the game will be is awful, especially if I get to hear more of this music. Yasunori Mitsuda, my dude. Will you marry me?